So, if I were to ever open up a pizza place that was themed around karate, like Miyagi Do is absolutely a clever name. That's probably too clever for even me to come up with. And I think whoever comes up with that idea needs to be given $1 million, and I will eat there for eternity, because that is not only a really good name for a pizza spot, but two, um, my assumption is that they would only have quality pizza. I'm just saying. And yes, I'm taking this opening from one of the scenes that's in this movie that I'm going to talk about. So yeah. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strunk from QuickTime Reactions, and this is my review for the latest Karate Kid film in the franchise, Karate Kid Legends. This one, of course, stars benwang, Sadie Stanley, Joshua Jackson, Armis Knight, mingnawen, and of course, the absolute two legends of this franchise, Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan. And it tells the story of Lee, and stop me if you've heard this before in the Karate Kid franchise, but Lee is getting bullied by, the big tough guy, Connor. And Connor is the champion of a karate tournament called the Five Boroughs. And so Lee, along with his uncle, Mr. Han, and Daniel LaRusso, train him up to try and take down the bully in the tournament and hopefully get the girl as well. I know, not the most original story when it's comes to the Karate Kid movies. Now, full disclaimer for me. I have seen bits and pieces of the original three Karate Kid films. I've seen bits and pieces of one. I get 2 and 3 confused because I always think that 3 is the one where he goes um, to Japan, but no, that's 2. 3 is where Silver is introduced and he goes back into the All Valley. I think I have them correct in my head now. But the one that I remember the most was the one that came out in 2010 that had Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan in it. And bit of an unpopular opinion, I think that the Cobra Kick, I call it the Cobra Kick in my own head because, in the movie, they see that person trying to charm the snake with it. And so I just, in my mind, call it the Cobra Kick. But the Cobra Kick is, in my opinion, like 10 times better than the Crane Kick. I'm just saying because I think it looks cooler and it ends up being a cooler moment in the film. Just me. And I have also seen Cobra Kai as well, the continuation of the stories from the 3 films. I've seen all of Cobra Kai. So, heading into this, it's a couple years after the events of Cobra Kai, so I was very interested to see, what they would do with this movie. And I gotta say, pretty fun time. Pretty fun time. Jonathan Entwistle was the one that directed this, with Rob Lieber writing the script, and I think both of them did a pretty good job. Entwistle does a pretty good job of shooting the action, maybe just one too many cuts for my liking. And also, while I'm on this, the editing for this, like, this movie is like brisk. It's under 2 hours, and sometimes the editing is like sometimes a good thing, about it and a bad thing, because at some points there are, it's cutting pretty quickly from like scene to scene to scene to scene to scene, and I'm like, there's not a lot of time to like breathe. But then there are other times where I'm like, okay, this is actually like, it kind of works. So if I only had like, one thing to say negatively about it, it's like the editing is not the best thing in the world. Um, but other than that, I think this was pretty solid. Like I said, the story not um, all that original for this franchise, but then again, like if it's not broke, then don't fix it. Like, these movies are classic and they're fun because, we want to see, the cool fights and, the cool character development in this. And I think this movie has that in spades. I think benwang, I think, does a really good job of not only holding his own in the fights, but also having a nice character arc to him in this movie. For Lee has a really good character arc in this, and um, pairing him up with so many like veterans of acting like mingnawen, Ralph Macchio, Jackie Chan. Like, I think that's a hell of a way to kind of like start out your career. And obviously, it's paid off. He's going to be in Long Walk later on this year. So I'm hoping for, big things from him. Um, Sadie Stanley, I thought, also did a pretty good job. Um, I think she did a really good job of, you know, kind of being not necessarily like, the object that Lee is trying to like, impress by being in this tournament. Like, they showed early on in the film that they have like really, really good chemistry. And, you know, Lee fighting in the tournament was more about, pride thing rather than, trying to get the girl. But, there was like some element in that. But I think she does a really good job of kind of holding her own in this movie. And I also have to say, Joshua Jackson as her dad, I think is the most underrated character in this movie. He has a really interesting backstory and is kind of like, the pivot point for when Lee kind of has to like, it's make or break decision. Like his character, what happens with his character kind of has him, be in a make or break situation of like, where does he go forward in the story. Um, Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan. Um, these two are absolutely awesome together. Just every single time that they are on screen interacting, it's so good. Of course, Jackie Chan. Like, I don't understand how this dude is, at his age and is still able to move around like he's in his 30s. It's absolutely insane. Um, like I said earlier, the fight scenes in this movie are pretty good. Like I said, maybe one too many cuts uh, for my liking, but I have to give props to benwang because, like, you can definitely tell, like, Jackie had just maybe a tiny little influence in the choreography just by the way that he was kind of using in his environment and kind of the objects that were strewn about in the place. I was like, that is 100% Jackie choreography. Um, but yeah, fight scenes were really, really good. Chemistry between the cast was really, really good. Direction was pretty good. Writing was good. Editing, could use like, touch up here and there. But, other than that, it was brisk. It was fun. And, it was just fun. It was just a fun time at the movies. And you know what? That's what we want out of the movies, right? It's a fun time. And this delivered on it. So, if you guys have the time to go check this out, I mean, if you have the time, it's less than 2 hours. So I would definitely go check it out. You're not wasting much of your day when you're going to watch this. It's less than 2 hours. Go check this out. Um, but yeah, if you guys have the time, check it out in theaters because it is a fun time. Go to see it mainly for the chemistry between um, Jackie and Ralph, with a really good performance, debut performance by benwang, with the supporting cast really helping him out with that, and just some really good fights. But yeah, that is pretty much it for my review of Karate Kid Legends. Be safe out there, guys, and always remember the classic Miyagi phrase: wax on, wax off. And what does that apply to? That's right. When you have to shave your back, you have to put the wax on and then you take the wax off with that, the strip, or, maybe it has something to do with cars, or, the way you move your hands. I don't know. But be safe out there, guys, and I will catch you guys next time.